I'm going to give you an overview of what your portal site will be and what you have, and then we will dive in and I'll show you how to create content and such. So your main site, this one's the student life one, but yours is going to be very similar. You can see it has that hub navigation still at the top, and then the site navigation, which is specific to student life, so you'll be able to set your own menu items there. One thing to note is you can dictate what will be in that menu, but you have to work with the web admin team to actually update that menu. Just the way SharePoint is, it doesn't let the content creators update that menu. So you'll have the ability to say, we want this drop down, and we want it to be targeted to these user groups or whatever you need. The other thing is that we didn't see is there's site alerts that can show up, and there's different ones that can come in different colors. The blue is more informational, red is like a more urgent, and then there's one that'll pop up and take over the whole screen and until the user acknowledges it for something that's critical, needs to get out, an alert that has to be out right now. And that too, you could have something pop up on an alert. You would just have to work with Alex's team to say, hey, we would like an alert to pop up. Again, maybe open enrollment, and you want it to only target staff and faculty. You don't want students to see that alert. So you could do that, and then the faculty, when they come to any page on the intranet, would see that alert pop up, and they would see that alert and be able to act upon it. So that's the alerts there. And like I said, you can have alerts go out. You just have to work with Alex's team to get those sent out. OK, so the hero content, like we were showing, it allows you to show from 1 to 5 tiles. And this is more for like upcoming, like we said, upcoming event or notices or things like that. Not necessarily something as transitory as news that'll just kind of stay there and get pushed off when new items come up. But the hero, you can feature something and have it stay there for as long as you want. And like I said, it can be from 1 tile up to 5. And I'll show you what the different tiles of different styles look like and how to do that. But that would be like I said, a good way to highlight any kind of content, a page or something that you wanted to call out to. News is pretty self-explanatory. It's the news that you want to put an article through. It could be an article that's hosted on your site, like a news article you create on the internet, or it can be an article that's on another site, like the Cal State LA EDU site or LA Times or whatever. If you see an article that is something that you want to link to, you can, or you can create your own. And news, too, can be audience targeted if you want to focus it to a specific group. Again, the basic ones we have now are staff, faculty, and students, but there's other groups that are going to be created, and you can work with the web admin team to get groups specified if need be. It's pretty basic, pretty self-explanatory. You create the news and it shows up. It'll show up on your site, and then it'll get into the mix with the news on the main site like we saw. OK, so that's the overview of the content. Real quick, we talked about the hub. The way it works is you have the hub site in the center here. That's the main portal. And then on these spokes here, we have all these different sites. Human resources is listed here. And these aren't all of them. This is just a sampling of what could be there. And there's actually more now. But the way it works is all these sites are part of this hub, this wheel. And the theme from the main site and the menu, that hub menu I showed you for the main site, is available on all of these. And then news content that is featured on these sites will bubble up to the main portal site. So that's how the hub works is, all the themes and the menus are static across, and then news can bubble up to the main site, and that way users landing on the main site can see news from all different sites.